So you're struggling, you're not doing too well, well here are 20 flags that you can learn about to calm you down.
Today's flag a day to keep the doctor away. I don't know what to call this series, you'll have to think of a name for me. It's the flag of Nauru. How the series is going to go is I present you a flag every day and I'll tell you as much as I can about it. I've decided to go for Nauru for the very first episode because it is the flag that got me into learning about flags as a 14-year-old. Also the fact that it's the very first flag I ever owned, so it has sentimental value and it also is just the beginning of a lot of things. Now, luckily for most people, it's quite a fairly understandable flag. It was adopted on the 31st of January 1968, so it makes it 57 years old. So for a flag, hasn't really been around that long, but that is when it gained independence from the United Kingdom. It's also the smallest republic in the world. It's quite an easy flag to understand. The blue is meant to symbolise the Pacific Ocean, the yellow line is meant to symbolise the equator, the star on the flag is meant to symbolise Nauru itself, with the 12 points symbolising the 12 original tribes. It also plays very close to the yellow line because Nauru is only 30 degrees south of the equator. At the end of each video, I will also give you a rating based on how much I like the flag. It's a 10 out of 10. This is the flag that got me into learning flags. It's the very first flag I ever owned. What more could I ask for? This means a lot to me, even though it's not the most visually impressive, I do understand. I love it, it's just perfection. Today's flag of the day is the flag of the United States. If you're new to the series, how this works is I give you a flag every single day, and I try and tell you as much as I can about it. I've gone for America today because, for better or worse, it is the most recognisable flag in the world. At one point, I do have to talk about it. It's actually quite a young flag though. This version of the American flag has only been around since the 4th of July 1960. This makes this flag 65 years old. The American flag first dates back to the 3rd of December 1775 with the Continental Union flag, and then on the 14th of June 1777 was the very first American flag with stars. But what does the flag actually symbolise? The red is meant to symbolise bravery and valour, the white is meant to symbolise innocence and purity, and the blue is meant to symbolise perseverance, justice and vigilance. The 13 stripes, those are meant to represent the 13 original colonies of the United States, and the 50 stars are meant to symbolise the 50 states that make up the United States. At the end of each video, I'll also rate it out of 10 on how I personally like the flag. It's a 6.5 out of 10 for me. I don't think this is a flag that translates well from actually possessing it to screen. There are flags which look good regardless if it's on screen or you actually have the flag in real life. The Seychelles is a good example. I much prefer actually possessing an American flag based on how I like it rather than looking at it on a screen. Today's flag of the day is the flag of Tuvalu. If you're new to this series, how this works is I give you a flag every day and I try and tell you as much as I can about it. I've decided to go for Tuvalu today because I really like learning about nations which don't get as much media attention, which aren't as known to many people. I like learning about stuff like this. I think it's super interesting and I like to share that with you. Now, this flag is actually quite young. It was adopted on the 1st of October 1978. This is when Tuvalu gained independence from the United Kingdom. This makes this flag 47 years old. From the 1st of January 1996 to the 11th of April 1997, Tuvalu adopted this flag and it included 8 stars rather than 9. Tuvalu in English means 8 standing together, and the flag was meant to symbolise more a republic for the nation. However, this was not popular, so on the 11th of April 1997, this flag was re-adopted. But what does the flag symbolise? First of all, the Union Jack in the top left corner, that's meant to symbolise its history with the United Kingdom. The blue is meant to symbolise the Pacific Ocean because that is where Tuvalu is located. And the 9 stars on the flag are meant to symbolise the 9 islands and atolls that make up the country. At the end of the video, I also rate the flag out of 10 based on how much I like it. It's a 5 out of 10. If you know me, I'm not a big fan of the Union Jack on flag thing. I just don't think it looks good. The actual flag itself isn't bad, and just without it, it would be a 6 out of 10. But for me, this ruins it. I just don't think it looks good on other flags. Today's flag at day is the flag of Yorkshire. If you're new to this series, how this works, I present you a flag every single day, and I tell you as much as I can about it. Why have I gone for Yorkshire today? It's the greatest place on earth. It's the greatest flag of all time. At one point, I do have to discuss it. Now, I mainly talk about flags on this, but I will give you a brief history on the Yorkshire White Rose. It's first used around the 14th century when Plantagenet supporters from the House of York would use it. It has religious connotations. And then on the 1st of August 1758, it was used by Yorkshire regiments in the Battle of Minden. Of course, the 1st of August every year is Yorkshire Day. The white rose and blue background didn't become an official flag until 1975 when the Yorkshire Riding Society wanted to safeguard the symbol after Yorkshire was split into 4 separate counties. However, it wasn't registered as an official flag by the UK Flag Institute until the 29th of July 2008 after a Yorkshire farmer had raised the flag without permission. At the end of each video, I also give you a rating out of 10 based on how much I love the flag. It's a 12 out of 10. I know that's not out of 10, it goes over 10, but come on. This is the greatest piece of art ever created, and it's the greatest place on earth. I will not be told otherwise. Today's flag of the day is the flag of the Federated States of Micronesia. If you're new to this series, how this works is I present to you a flag every single day. I try and tell you as much as I can about it. Firstly, I will just refer to this as Micronesia. The official name is the Federated States of Micronesia, to not confuse with the region of Micronesia, but typically when you refer to this country, you can just say Micronesia. That's what I'm going to do. Secondly, I've gone for Micronesia because I really like learning about the Pacific Island nations. I think they're super interesting. Not many people know about them, the fact that these are even countries, never mind knowing a lot about them. I like to just share that knowledge. Now, this flag was adopted as an official flag on the 30th of November 1978. This makes this flag 47 years old. It is actually based off the Trust Territory of the Pacific Islands flag, which is this. It's very similar, but this one has 4 stars rather than 6. But what does the flag mean? The blue is meant to symbolise the Pacific Ocean, as that's where Micronesia is located, and the 4 stars are meant to symbolise the 4 islands that make up the nation. At the end of each video, I also give the flag a rating out of 10 based on how much I like it. It's a 6.8 out of 10. It's a pretty decent flag, nothing crazy, it's not the best flag I've ever seen, but certainly not the worst. Simple but effective, it just gets the job done. Today's flag of the day for Fun with Flags is the flag of England. If you're new to this series, how this works is I present to you a flag every single day. I tell you as much as I can about it. I've gone for England today because why not? I actually forgot I owned this flag. I've had it for a while. I think it was one of the first flags I ever bought for myself. I just had it laying around, so I thought this would be today's flag. There are a couple of reasons as to why we have St George's Cross as our flag. They're not with 100% accuracy, but one of them is believed that Richard the Lionheart saw a vision of St George himself. The other is the fact that we adopted St George's Cross from the Republic of Genoa, because Genoa also used St George's Cross, in order for protection from the Mediterranean. It is believed St George's Cross was adopted as the flag of England around 1552, making this 473 years old. But what does the flag symbolise? The white is meant to symbolise peace and purity, and the red is meant to symbolise courage and sacrifice. At the end of each video, I also give a rating out of 10 based on how much I like the flag. It's a 6.5 out of 10. It's not a bad flag by any means, not the best, not the worst. I've always been a bigger fan of local flags in England though, so counties and regions. I just think they're better than the national flag. Not bad by any means, but I just prefer local flags. Today's flag of the day is the flag of Ireland. If you're new to this series, how this works is I present to you a flag every single day. I tell you as much as I can about it. I've gone for Ireland today because it is the most recent flag I've purchased, so why not showcase it? Just before I start, I'm going through every single flag that I own personally, so once I've gone through every single flag, I will take suggestions. Now, how did this flag come about? We have to go back to 1848 when Thomas Francis Maher flown the flag at the Waltone Club in Waterford. It didn't really gain that much attraction until the 1916 Easter Rising. It then became the flag of the Irish Free State in 1922, and then became the official flag of Ireland in 1937 with the Constitution of Ireland, making this flag 88 years old. But what does the flag symbolise? The green, that's meant to symbolise the Catholics, the orange, that's meant to symbolise the Protestants, and the white is meant to symbolise peace and unity between the two. At the end of each video, I rate the flag out of 10 based on how much I like it. It's a 7 out of 10. I think it's pretty solid. I think it is a pretty decent design. Can't really go wrong with it. Iconic, recognisable. Can't really beat this flag. I think it's pretty good. Today's flag of the day for Fun with Flags is the flag of Cuba. If you're new to this series, how this works is I present you a flag every single day. I tell you as much as I can about it. I've gone for Cuba today because, well, why not? How can you dislike Cuba? This flag is actually becoming one of my favourites. I didn't realise how good it looks. Always thought it was a decent flag, but looking at this now, I think it's superb. The origins of the flag go back to the 1800s during Cuba's fight for independence from Spain. The flag's debut was the 19th of May 1850 and then became the official flag of Cuba on the 20th of May 1902, making this flag 123 years old. But what does the flag symbolise? The blue stripes, they're meant to symbolise the old colonial regions of the country and the waters that surround the island. The white stripes are meant to symbolise peace and purity. The red triangle is meant to symbolise fairness and strength. And the stars meant to symbolise independence and unity across the island. At the end of each video, I also rate the flag out of 10 based on how much I like the flag. The flag of Cuba is a 7.9 out of 10. I actually used to dislike this flag, and I actually don't know why. I might have just been engagement baiting at that time, but this has really grown on me. I think this is one of the most underrated flags out there. I think it's really good. Not the best flag from the Caribbean, that's St. Kitts and Nevis. That is one of the best flags of all time, but this is underrated. I think it's really nice. It's got a great meaning, great design. I love it. I think it's a great flag. Today's flag of the day for Not With Fun With Flags is the flag of Barbados. If you're new to this series, how this works is I present you a flag every single day. I tell you as much as I can about it. I've gone for Barbados today because it's one of the best flags out there. It's one of the best in the Caribbean, one of the best just in the world. I think this is superb, so why not talk about it? Because it's that good. Now, this flag was adopted on the 30th of November 1966, making this flag 59 years old. Prior to 1966, it was a British colony, so what was used to symbolise that was a seal holding a trident while standing on a chariot pulled by seahorses. But what does the flag symbolise? First of all, the gold, that is meant to symbolise the beautiful sand beaches of the country. The two blue stripes are meant to symbolise the sea and the sky. And the broken trident is meant to symbolise breaking away from British colonialism. And the 3 points are meant to symbolise democracy. Of the people, for the people, by the people. At the end of the video, I rate the flag out of 10 based on how much I like it. This flag is a 9 out of 10. I don't think people can argue against this. This is one of the best flags out there. It's one of the best in the Caribbean, and the Caribbean is really consistent with great flags. St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Lucia, Antigua and Barbuda, Cuba, Jamaica, the list goes on. Not one bad flag from the Caribbean, but this is just one of the best out there. It's absolutely beautiful, great meaning, awesome design. What more could you ask for in a flag? Today's flag of the day for Not With Fun With Flags, because Fun With Flags is copyrighted, is the flag of Christmas Island. If you're new to this series, how this works is I present you a flag every day. I tell you as much as I can about it. This is the very first episode where I don't have the flag on me, and I was going to record this on Christmas Day and have it uploaded on Christmas Day, but I just didn't have time to do it. So this is a Boxing Day special. If you don't celebrate Boxing Day, then it's Boxing Day today. It's the 26th of December. This is when the video is uploaded. Now, the flag was designed by Tony Couch in 1986 for a Christmas Island Assembly flag competition, but wasn't given official status until the 26th of January 2002, making this flag only 23 years old. But what does the flag symbolise? First of all, the Southern Cross, that is links back to the Australian flag, as the Australian flag does have the Southern Cross. The gold bossing bird in the top right, that is the island's national bird. The green and the blue, that's meant to symbolise the land and the sea. In the centre is the actual island itself, and it's inside a golden disc to symbolise the mining industry. At the end of each video, I also rate the flag out of 10 based on how much I like it. The flag of Christmas Island gets a 7.65 out of 10. I think this is a pretty solid flag. There's a lot going on. It's really colourful, even despite the fact that it has only 3 colours, so I'm saying it's really colourful. But I think it's really colourful. I think it's really pretty. Does the job. Great flag. Can't really say anything too negative about it. Solid. Today's flag of the day for Not With Fun With Flags, because Fun With Flags is copyright, so I can't call it that, is the flag of Kiribati. If you're new to this series, how this works is I present you a flag every day. I tell you as much as I can about it, and we have gone for Kiribati because Kiribati's full official name is the second longest for a sovereign nation behind the UK. And look, it's an excellent flag, underrated, and I think people should appreciate this more. Underrated in the sense that I don't think that many people know about Kiribati as a country, not necessarily in the flag community, because in the flag community, this is quite popular. Now, this flag was adopted as an official flag on the 12th of July 1979 after, unsurprisingly, gaining independence from the UK, making this 46 years old. But what does the flag symbolise? First of all, the yellow frigate bird, that is meant to symbolise freedom, command over the sea and dance patterns, is also a symbol of Kiribati culture. The rising sun is a tropical sun, as Kiribati lies on the equator, and the 17 rays on the sun, which is meant to symbolise the 16 Gilbert Islands and the Banaba Island. And then you have the stripes, which is meant to symbolise the Pacific Ocean, as that's where Kiribati is located. And there's also 3 white lines and 3 blue lines to symbolise the 3 archipelagos of Kiribati, the Phoenix, the Gilberts and the Line Islands. At the end of each video, I also rate the flag out of 10 based on how much I like it. The flag of Kiribati gets an 8.6 out of 10. This is a superb flag. I think it's brilliant. It's one of the best in the Pacific Ocean and just one of the best just in general. It's in my top 20 of all time. It's just beautiful, and I can see why a lot of people say this is their favourite flag. It's fantastic. Today's flag of the day for Not With Fun With Flags, because Fun With Flags is copyright, so I can't call it that, is the flag of Norfolk Island. If you're new to this series, how this works is I present you a flag every day. I tell you as much as I can about it. It is the very first Not With Fun With Flags of 2026, and I'm excited to do this. It is going to be an excellent series. I like talking about flags, so I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to stick to this series, and I've decided to go for a flag that I don't actually own yet, Norfolk Island. A little bit of a simple one, but I think it's still excellent. Now, the flag of Norfolk Island was adopted on the 9th of June 1979, making this flag currently 46 years old. This is when Norfolk Island did gain some sort of self-government. But what does the flag symbolise? First of all, the green, that's meant to symbolise the fertile land and vegetation. The white is meant to symbolise peace and harmony. And in the centre is the Norfolk pine tree. It is the native tree of the island. It's meant to symbolise the ecosystem, the Norfolk Island culture, everything regarding the island. At the end of each video, I also rate the flag out of 10 based on how much I like it. The flag of Norfolk Island gets a 7.8 out of 10. I think this is a pretty tasty flag, to be honest. Has a similar design to Canada, but I actually like this flag more than Canada's. I think this is pretty nice. I like the meaning. Quite a simple flag, but simple flags do have their place. In fact, my favourite all-time flag is Estonia, and that's a pretty simple flag, so they do have their place. I think they're excellent, and this is no exception. I think it's pretty good. Today's flag of the day for Not With Fun With Flags, because I can't call it Fun With Flags because Fun With Flags is copyrighted, is the flag of Denmark. If you're new to the series, how this works is I present you a flag every day and I tell you as much as I can about it. I've gone for Denmark today, and once again it's a flag that I don't own. I promise I will show you flags that I actually own, but I wanted to go for the oldest continuously used national flag because why not? I think it's the most underrated national flag of all time, and we should give it more appreciation because I think it's an excellent flag. Now, the legend of the Donnerbrog dates back to 1219, however, it was adopted as the national flag on the 8th of May 1625, making this 400 years old and the oldest continuously used national flag in the world. The legend of the Donnerbrog dates back to 1219 during a battle with modern-day Estonia. Whilst Denmark was on the defence, a red banner with a white cross fell from the sky. Luck changed, Denmark won. But what does the flag symbolise? First of all, the red, that's meant to symbolise power and bravery. The white is meant to symbolise peace, purity and clearance. And the cross is what you'll find on many other flags such as Sweden, Finland and Norway. It is the Nordic cross. It is a symbol of Christianity. At the end of each video, I also rate the flag out of 10 based on how much I like the flag. The flag of Denmark gets a 9 out of 10. Hear me out. It is the oldest continuously used national flag in the world. For me, that justifies the score. Having a flag for that long, for me, makes it so special. Visually, I think it's pretty good, but having a flag for around for that long is fantastic, and I think this flag should get a lot more praise. Today's flag of the day for Not With Fun With Flags, because I can't call it that due to copyright, is the flag of the United Arab Emirates. If you're new to the series, how this works is I present you a flag every day, I tell you as much as I can about it, and the reason why I've gone for the UAE is because, truthfully, I have a bag that's full of flags. This is the one I pulled out, okay? I think it's a decent flag, but truthfully, it was just the one that I first pulled out, so that is why the UAE is episode 15. Now, this flag of the UAE was first adopted on the 2nd of December 1971, making this flag 54 years old. Now, there is something that you'll notice, is the fact that the flag is white, black, green and red. Those are the same colours that you can find in the Pan-Arab flag. Many of the Arab nations do use these colours on their flag. But what does the flag symbolise? First of all, the red is meant to symbolise sacrifice, courage and strength. The green is meant to symbolise growth and prosperity. The white is meant to symbolise peace and purity. And the black is meant to symbolise strength and justice, rejecting injustice. At the end of each video, I also rate the flag out of 10 based on how much I like it. The flag of the United Arab Emirates gets a 6.9 out of 10. Look, I think the Middle Eastern flags and the Arab world flags are actually pretty good, but in my opinion, this one is one of the weaker ones. I think Palestine's is really, really nice. I really like Jordan's. I also think Lebanon's is really, really nice. This is pretty cool, but it's decent. I think there's better ones in the Middle East, and not a bad flag, but there's better in my opinion. Today's flag at day for Not With Fun With Flags, I can't call it Fun With Flags because it is copyrighted, is the flag of Washington District of Columbia. If you're new to this series, how this works is I present you a flag every day, I tell you as much as I can about it, and I've decided to go for Washington, D.C., the capital city of the USSR, because I just know someone from there. And also, Dave Bautista is from Washington, D.C., and Dave Bautista's cool as shit. He's amazing. I love Dave Bautista. So, why not talk about this flag? Now, the flag was adopted on the 25th of October 1938, making this flag right now 87 years old. It is based off the coat of arms of George Washington, who is, of course, the first president of the USSR. But what does the flag symbolise? First of all, the white, it is a symbol of heraldry. Then we have the two red bars. They're meant to symbolise the Washington family shield. And then the three stars are believed to symbolise the three commissioners who used to run DC. At the end of each video, I also rate the flag out of 10 based on how much I like the flag. The flag of Washington District of Columbia, I don't know why I'm full naming it, it gets a 7.6 out of 10. Look, America does get a bad reputation, and its flags are no exception. I think a fair amount of their flags aren't necessarily great, but I like this flag. I actually think it's quite cool. It's quite simple, it's quite effective, and I think when it comes to your capital city, you do need a solid flag, and luckily, for America, Washington DC does have a solid flag. I think it's one of the best ones in America. In my opinion, the flag of Alaska is the best from the US, but this is also pretty solid. Today's flag of the day, for not with fun with flags, I can't call it fun with flags, otherwise I'll get sued, is 4 different flags actually: Honduras, Northern Spain, Tuvalu, and Kyrgyzstan. If you're new to the series, how this works is I present you a flag every day, I tell you as much as I can about it, but I'm going to present 4 flags today because I want to briefly explain why these 4 flags have changed recently. First of all, Northern Spain, this was adopted in 2021. The blue is slightly darker. It used to be lighter blue to have a nice little nod to the European Union, but Emmanuel Macron decided to change it back to dark blue to symbolise the revolution. Next up, we have Honduras. This is the current flag of Honduras. It is pretty nice. This used to be the flag of Honduras until 2022. That is when Xiomara Castro was inaugurated as president and decided to change it back to the original colour. Now we have the flag of Tuvalu. This is the current flag of Tuvalu, adopted in 1979 after gaining independence from the UK. But then this was the flag of Tuvalu from 1996 to 1997 because the government wanted to move to more a republic, but the population wasn't too happy about that, so they changed it back. And lastly, the flag of Kyrgyzstan. This is the current flag, adopted in December 2023. This is what it was before 2023, and the reason why it was changed is because the president, Sergei Japarov, claimed that the old flag looked like a sunflower, which has connotations of fickleness. At the end of each video, I rate the flag out of 10 based on how much I like it, but because I've not focused on one specific flag, there are going to be no scores handed out today. Today's flag of the day, for not with fun with flags, I can't call it fun with flags or I'll get sued, is the Solomon Islands. However, it's a little bit different. I'm going to go over every single flag the Solomon Islands has used. If you're new to the series, how this works is I present you a flag every day, I tell you as much as I can about it, but every Friday, I'm going to do a bit of a new series. So, what I'm going to do is every Friday, I will present a flag, but I'll show you every single flag prior. These are the flags that the Solomon Islands have used. We're starting off with 1893 to 1906, the Union Jack. I should point out that Solomon Islands is a former British colony, so hence the monotony of the flags and why they're pretty poor. Then from 1906 to 1947, we have this one, which is, of course, the standard blue background Union Jack in the top left corner, but we have a Tudor crown in the emblem. Then from 1947 to 1956, this was the flag of Solomon Islands. Once again, pretty poor, but probably the best flag I'm going to show you, barring the national flag today, as a shield with a black and white sea turtle. I think turtles are cool. Then from 1956 to 1966, this was the flag, has many things: lions, frigate birds, weapons, eagles, turtles. Also pretty cool, but I prefer the previous one. And then from 1966 to 1977, it's basically the same flag, just without the white disc. And of course, this is the flag of the Solomon Islands today, adopted on the 18th of November 1977, making this 48 years old as I'm recording this, and it is an absolute beauty. I absolutely love this flag. I love what it means. I love how it symbolises the sun with the yellow line, the blue symbolising the ocean and the Pacific Ocean. We have the green symbolising the land and the trees growing, and the 5 stars symbolising the areas of the islands. I think it's absolutely beautiful, and one of the most underrated flags out there. One of the best flags in Oceania, in my opinion. 8.4 out of 10. At the end of each video, I would rate the flag or flags out of 10 based on how much I like it, but this is going to be pretty simple. Every flag but the national flag today is a 3.5 out of 10, barring the one with the turtle, which is a 4 out of 10. Just really boring. I don't like the Union Jack on flag thing. I just don't think it looks good, and it's pretty boring, but the current flag is an 8.4 out of 10. It is absolutely sublime.
Today's flag of the day for Not With Fun With Flags, I can't call it Fun With Flags or I'll get sued, is the flag of Senegal. If you're new to the series, how this works is I present you a flag every day, I tell you as much as I can about it, and we have gone for Senegal because they've just won the African Cup of Nations. Why not give them some more love? And look, I haven't really done a lot of African flags yet, so I need to adventure out a little bit. I need to give Africa some love because they have some terrific flags. Now, the flag of Senegal was adopted on the 20th of August 1960, making this 65 years old as I'm recording this. This was after they gained independence from France. But what does the flag symbolise? I love the meaning behind this flag. First of all, the green, it's meant to symbolise the prophet for Muslims, fertility for the animists, and hope for the Christians. Yellow's meant to symbolise wealth, the fruit of the labour who prioritise the economic issues, and it's also a symbol of the arts and the colour of the spirit. Then we have the red, it's meant to symbolise blood, the sacrifices made by the people for the nation. It's also a symbol of strength and determination. And lastly, the star. First of all, it has 5 points symbolising the 5 inhabited continents. Just remember, some countries have different views on how many continents there are in the world. It's also meant to symbolise the sky and spiritual values of the people. And the fact that it's green is meant to symbolise hope expressed for the nation. At the end of each video, I also rate the flag out of 10 based on how much I like the flag. The flag of Senegal gets a 7.9 out of 10. I think visually, I think it's a pretty decent flag. Not my favourite, but I do think it's pretty good. I do like how it uses the Pan-African colours because I really do like the Pan-African colours. I think they're really nice, but I really, really love the meaning behind this flag, particularly what the green means. I think it's excellent and they've done a really, really good job with this. I think it's underrated. I think West African nations have some underrated flags, and I'm going to say this right now. I think there is not one bad flag in Africa. I think they're amazing. Today's flag of the day for Not With Fun With Flags, I can't call it Fun With Flags or I might get sued, is the flag of Nigeria. If you're new to the series, how this works is I present you a flag every day and I tell you as much as I can about it. We have gone for Nigeria today because I don't have a reason. I just decided let's go for Nigeria. Just because, really. Now, the flag of Nigeria was adopted on the 1st of October 1960, making this 65 years old on the day I'm recording this. This was after they gained independence from the UK. 2 years prior, Nigeria did held a flag competition to determine what the flag would be when they gained independence. Michael Taiwo Akinkumin's design won a year later, but it actually had a sun on, but this was then later removed. But what does the flag symbolise? First of all, the white, it is meant to symbolise peace and purity. The 2 green stripes are meant to symbolise the rich natural resources and agriculture of the country. And together is a message of balance and strength. At the end of each video, I also rate the flag out of 10 based on how much I like the flag. The flag of Nigeria gets a 7.2 out of 10. It's like Ireland, Côte d'Ivoire, Sweden. It's in that category of not the best flags, but they're still pretty good. And it's recognisable, it's iconic. I think a lot of people, if they saw that, would say, yeah, that's the flag of Nigeria. It's pretty simple, pretty effective. What can go wrong with it? Today's flag of the day for Not With Fun With Flags, I can't call it Fun With Flags or I might get sued, is the flag of the United Kingdom. If you're new to this series, how this works is I would normally give you a flag every day and I tell you as much as I can about it, but as this is uploaded on a Friday, it is a special. So instead of me giving you the flag of the UK and telling you as much as I can about it, I'm going to show you every flag the UK has ever used. So there's only ever been 2 Union Jacks that have been officially used. This was the first one in 1606 when it was a royal decree and then adopted as a national flag in 1707. And then there's this one that has been the flag of the UK since 1801 with the addition of the Kingdom of Ireland, making this flag 225 years old. At the end of each video, I would rate the flag out of 10 based on how much I like the flag. So the first Union Jack gets a 6 out of 10 and the current one also gets a 6 out of 10. Look, I've never been a fan of the Union Jack in comparison to other flags. Truthfully, I've always preferred the national flags of England, Scotland and Wales in comparison to the Union Jack. I just think they're so much better and they just have more to them in comparison to the Union Jack. You can call me anti-British all you like. I've always preferred the national flags of the UK rather than the Union Jack itself. In fact, I prefer county flags a lot more than everything else. I truthfully believe we should fly county flags in comparison to national flags with, you know, some exceptions. But it's okay. Look, I don't mind it. I don't think it's particularly a bad flag, but it's just I prefer the flags of England, Scotland, Wales, and particularly Wales. I mean, the flag of Wales is the top 10 of all time.